Hi guys, it's Ian here, aka Ahura Mantra. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about divination. I mentioned in my intro video that this is something that I'm really interested in, and I said that I would be talking about it, so here's my video on divination. But I suppose I should start by saying what divination is to me, and it is the art and the practice of trying to gain insight into a situation or circumstances by means other than those things that we see and hear and touch and taste. Perhaps by access to the divine, which I guess is the a giveaway in the name really. But then I thought, okay, so I need to say what my understanding of the divine is. So I can see myself going down so many rabbit holes here. Anyway, I'll do my best. Firstly, as I also mentioned in my intro video, many of my years prior to my 30s were spent in the Christian church. So my terminology is likely to be Christian, but please, I know that talk of God and Christianity is a great turn off for many people for a variety of reasons. So please stick with me, because I am using the terms that are familiar to me as a means of trying to explain my understanding of things, not because I'm trying to convert you in any way to Christianity. So please stick with me, okay, and be a little bit patient in that regard. Okay, so what do I understand the divine to be? Well, that's changed over the years. But I guess for most people, their image when they think of God is an elderly, all-knowing, all-powerful man, white hair, white beard, sat on a great throne. A kind of a souped-up person, yeah? Well, that's not my understanding of God anymore. To me, that's a very childlike understanding of the divine being, and something really that we've probably inherited from many other earlier religions. So yeah, I've left that understanding behind. I don't think God is a person. I don't think God has a personality. I don't think God is anything like anything that we can comprehend. I really warm and really take to the teachings of the Kabbalah in terms of what God is. And the ancient teachings of Kabbalah is that God is nothing. God is no thing. God is what is before anything else is. The teachings of Kabbalah are that there are three veils of negative existence: Ein, Ein Sof, Ein Sof Or, and that Ein is the absolute negation, the no thing, no form, no substance, no thought, no activity, the complete absence of all things. Can you imagine how difficult that is to comprehend? And I'm tripping off the words quite easily, but to hold that concept in my mind, well, I don't think we can really have any understanding of that, because we are born, we live, we exist in a material 3D manifest world. Everything that we know is something, does something, relates to something. Do we know anything that is not, yet is? Do we know anything that is absolutely the absence of all things, yet is? Wow, what a concept. But that is my understanding of God. The primal source of all being, but nothing more. Life constantly outpouring, spirit, but no personality, no thought. The supreme sentient being. And that is what I talk about when I talk about God. Okay, so you're still with me so far? Okay, well done for that. So, divination then. as a means of understanding things or gaining insight into things that I don't fully understand right now. Now, when we talk about things of the spirit, things of mystery, things other than the things of 3D planet Earth, we usually have to use analogy, because that enables us to get some sort of conceptualization of an idea in our mind. And that is how we understand things. That's how we build our knowledge of something being like something else. And often, you know, when somebody will describe something to us, they'll say, well, it's about as big as a cat. It had 4 legs. Okay, so we build in our picture, yeah. It had a long bushy tail. It was a kind of red colour. Had a pointy face, pointy ears and whiskers. Okay, so we're probably thinking, it's a fox. So we understand by likening things to other things if we can't see them right in front of our face. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts by analogy. So I'm going to keep saying that, okay, as I go through. Now, I think, you know, well, what are our lives like? And I got a picture of kind of a road that has a start and a finish. The start when we are born, the finish when we physically die. And along that road there are other roads that go off, which are opportunities and, you know, life events that sort of occur to us. And then off those roads that go off, there are other roads that go off, and off those roads, even more roads. Okay, you're getting the idea of the roads, yeah? And that, you know, the road that we walk on is not flat. It's sometimes extremely steep, mountainous even. Sometimes there are great valleys, bends in the road, you know, and the bit we know of it is the bit that we're on right now, if we're lucky. The bit that we've walked along, that we've already travelled. We might see some of the bends that are kind of immediately ahead of us, and we might see some of the side roads, but we don't know what's round the corner. And if we think we do, we don't, because we never know what tomorrow's going to bring, and we don't know what's down this side road and what's down that side road. And, you know, we take our journey and we make our choices, and then we deal with the consequences, you know, in the situations that those choices bring to our lives. Okay? Yeah, so that is the journey that I take, that I see myself taking through my life. But then, relating to divination, what if there's another part of me? Not this part, not the part of body, not the part of personality, the personality that is Ian. What if there is more? An aspect of me that's more than all this, an aspect of me that I know I have touched at times in my life, you know, that have given me inspiration or insight into something, or have just a fragment of an understanding of something that is so much more than I normally know. Yeah, have you ever had that kind of experience? Probably have, because most people have. Well, I think, right, that part of me sits above the me of everyday life. Now, when I say above, I don't mean kind of up there in like a heaven-like place, but I mean that part of me is beyond the daily manifest existence that I walk. And for that part of me, the road doesn't have a start and an end. The side roads are not infinite possibilities. That part of me sees everything in all its permutations, in all its possibilities, as if it's now. And in a way, it doesn't even need to see the pathways and the permutations, because it knows me. It is the essential me. It knows me in every circumstance that I could ever be in. It knows my reactions in every situation. So if I can touch that part of myself, then I can know some of the things that I need to know now. I can know some of the things that I really need to be thinking about before I make a decision. And for me, that's what divination is. It's not fortune telling. You know, what's going to happen to me, and am I going to be rich, and am I going to be famous? And the answer to both of those is probably absolutely not. It's more about, what do I need to know about this circumstance? What should I be thinking about? What should I be considering? What are the factors maybe that I'm not seeing right now that I really do need to see? And that is what divination is to me. It's not a foretelling, it's a forthtelling. Yeah, that's what it is to me. Now my chosen form of divination is tarot. Although I think that the mechanics of the divination process is the same, whether it's tarot, whether it's runes, whether it's scrying in crystals, whether it's, I don't know, reading the clouds. It is about getting in touch with the higher knowledge that you possess yourself. Now in the mysteries, that higher knowledge is called your holy guardian angel or your higher self. And the work of spiritual development and of the mysteries is to increase your ability to contact that aspect of yourself, to bring the above, the yourself of the above, down to meet yourself of the below, to unify your whole self, because your higher self is not subject to time, it's not subject to birth and death. It's eternal. Time has no meaning to it. It's always it. You have always been. You always will be, because you are of that which has always been. Do you know when? This is where I'm going to go into a little bit of Christian terminology now, because it helps me to understand something. You know, when God appeared to Moses and said, Moses, I want you to go into Egypt, and I want you to say to Pharaoh, let my people go. And Moses said, but Lord, well, he's not going to listen to me. Who shall I say sent me? And you know, God didn't go into a long description of who he was or what he was. He just said, tell him I am. Now that's what God is. I am. Not I do, not I think. It is the ever-present source of life. That is the no thing. Being, not doing, not having. When I think about it, it really blows my mind. But that is what you are part of. You are a godling. You are a splinter of divinity. You are a shard of the infinite. You are a piece of the Supreme Being, expressed in humanity, right here, right now. And it reminds me of that expression, you are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Can you see the subtle shift? And then the words of C.S. Lewis, you do not have a soul. You are a soul. You have a body. It really blows my mind when I think of these things. But that is the part of yourself that you touch when you practice divination. Now, what I might do in a little while is show you how I use tarot and how I undertake the divination process. Okay. Yeah, I think I will do that. Okay. Right, well, I'm going to stop now, and thank you for listening, and thank you for sticking with me through my very unclear ramblings of what I believe about divinity and what I believe I am. Catch you later.